So let's continue on. We'll do another, just work down the list here, I think. So I'll start with resource probes. Scientists had long wondered if there was life elsewhere in our solar system. I wondered too. I also wondered if there were precious resources lurking beneath the surface of Mercury or hiding in Saturn's rings. Why not have our orbital construction robots build some probes to find out? So, let's see what we have here. Accept robots that would finish construction where they started, regardless of facing junk the rest. So I'm a little, regardless of facing junk the rest. I'm a little confused what this green means. So here we have blue, red. Okay, so we have red, red, green, blue, blue. This is fire. Except robots that would finish construction, red and blue, where they started, regardless of facing. Okay. Okay, I think I get what this means. So, blue now is walk forward, and red is walk backwards, and green is turn around. So if you do blue and red, you've stepped forward and backwards. If you do blue, green, blue, you've stepped forward, turned around, and stepped forward. So in both cases, you end where you started. Okay. So this is similar to the last one, but trickier. And based on what I learned on the last one, I think I'm gonna try to take a minute to think through the cases. So let's think, like last time we had, if you had, so if you walked, turned around and walked, that's the same as just turning around. Here we have that if you walk backwards, turn around and walk backwards. It's the same as nothing. We also have if you walk forwards and backwards, that's the same as nothing. And if you walk backwards and forwards, that's the same as nothing. I think so. The tricky thing I'm thinking about is if you have something like walk forwards, turn around, walk backwards, and then walk forward twice. So yeah, so that should be accepted, but it's not as easy to process because I can't just work from the beginning. Like this blue, green, red isn't anything. Okay. So what if what patterns can I work through here? So blue, red, and red, blue are the same, and both mean nothing. So we can simplify anything we come across. into, let's say, like monocolor sections. So what I mean by that is we could always, so let's say we had something like this. So let's just say we had something like this. So we could look at this and say, oh, this blue and red cancel out. So we could then simplify that by getting rid of the blue and red. And then each individual section would only have one color. And then at that point, I think at that point I would want to try to switch to only one color. Like for example, I might move this red, which is stepping backwards after one of the greens. So like stepping backwards then turning around is the same thing as turning around and stepping forwards. So I might want to do something that's like this maybe? Get fewer reds. And okay, so that would remove all the reds except the ones at the very end. And then at that point we could we'd have the same problem as the last one, right? Because the last puzzle we just worked on, I think was, the last puzzle we worked on was this one, right? Which was accept robots that only had the two colors of walking and turning around. Is there anything better we can do here? So right, what I'm saying is that red, green can get replaced by green, blue. Okay, so get rid of step forward, step back. And then turn as many reds into blues as possible so that the only reds can be at the very end. And then we won't have to worry about this. 2 greens in a row still becomes nothing. And at that point, can just use the machine we had before. It seems like a lot to work through though. So how would I know I'm done with each of these sections? If I had... I was thinking, you know, let's say I just even had something like this. I could certainly go through one time and see if I had a blue and a red. Or a red and a blue. So would that be my goal? Do one stage of a machine like before. I would just check if I have a blue, then a red, and then cycle through everything. And then accept it by moving on to the next phase of the machine, which would check for any reds then greens and convert them to greens then blues. And then at that phase, I would then turn. At that phase, like, this would not be really a concern. I'll keep it there for a moment. But I would turn any blue-green blues into greens and any green-greens nothing. And then I could just copy what I did for the previous machine. So the idea would be essentially do this in 3 phases. Get rid of blues and get rid of touching opposite colors. Step forward and step back means nothing. Turn, step backwards and turn around into turn around and step forward, which means we could only have reds on the end. Do turn any blue-green blues into greens, any greens into nothing. And then at that point, our successful things would just be blues followed by reds. So I could, right, because our final reds can't get deleted in this stage if there's no green after them. At this stage, I would need to do another blue-red, the nothing machine. Okay. That seems like a decent idea. Do I have anything better? Any better ideas? I might have a better idea. This was long. What if instead of doing all of this, what if I turned any greens and blues to red and green, any greens and red to blue and green, any green and green to nothing, And then this would all be like the first phase. And this would move the greens to the end where I could just get rid of them. Actually, let's swap the order because it's easier to... Oh, is it? It's easier to remove things from the beginning than the end. So what if I did this, and then once I got rid of all the greens, just turned any blues and reds to nothing, and any reds and blues to nothing? That seems a lot simpler for logic. Yeah, that seems a lot simpler for the logic. Okay. So let's get started there. So, okay, so the idea is, well, we're definitely going to need to have an end of string checker. So we'll make that yellow because blue, red, and green already have meaning. Okay, so if we have blue, and then we have green, we are going to want to write green and then blue. And if we have why is this not? So if we have the opposite of that, so if we have red and green, we'll want to do green then red. And at the very beginning, anything that begins with green, we want to get rid of the greens on. If it begins with yellow, well, that's a little bit of a special case, right? That just means we're done. I think that means we'll be done because we won't have anything left. Okay, and then once we see yellow, we can go back to the beginning, I guess. And, okay, so if we see blue, then green, and then we don't see anything. Don't see anything, we're going to want to head back until we see again. And the whole idea is that we can take this entire thing and we can start over once we see a yellow. And this will this should go until we get rid of all the greens, I think. So let's check out Okay. There we go. We see a blue and a green. No, we just see a blue there. So it just moves it to the back. Oops. That's actually a case I need to handle. We see a blue, we don't see a green, so we'll need to fix the blue. And same on this side with the reds. So we see a blue, we just move it to a back. We see a blue and a green, that moves forward. We see a red, move it to the back. We see a blue, move it to the back. Blue and green moves the green forward. We get to a yellow. Except we want a color swap here. Right. Blue and green becomes green then red. This red and blue should cancel out. The blue and red should cancel. What do we have? We had forward, turn around, backwards. Okay, so we moved 2 forward, turn around, backwards. Then went 2 forward, turned around, and went backwards to end up at the same spot. So blue and green becomes green then red. And red then green. Okay, so this becomes forward, turn around, move 2, then 1. Did we lose an instruction? I think we lost an instruction. Because we had 6 here. And we have 5 here. That shouldn't happen. Right. Blue becomes blue. We still have 6. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Red then yellow. Oh, okay. So after the yellow, we need to add on the one that we lost. Come through. So we move forward, turn around, move backwards 2, so we've done 3. Move forward, that's 2, turn around, and we end up at the start again. Go through another cycle, and we just turn around, move backwards 3, turn around, move backwards 3, so we end up at the start. Get rid of that green. Ah. Oh, I haven't. This arrow's facing the wrong way. Okay, so we have 3 and 3 red. We've moved one of those reds past the green. 2 of them past the green. We've gotten rid of the green. And now we're at a part where we're just going to infinitely loop. Because we have no greens. But we figured out how to get rid of all the greens. Okay. That's good. So let's try this. We need to guarantee we have at least 1 green. Okay, so guarantee we have at least 1 green. after a blue or red, we will need to could run into a yellow. I feel like I'm real close here, is the thing. So, because once we come through this thing, it shouldn't be that difficult to have a machine that, like, you know, it goes, okay, you had at least one blue, go and cycle through all your blues until you see a red. And if you start with reds, cycle through those until you see a blue. And then just go back to the beginning. Yeah, just basically just do this. Right, because I think this is a machine that will, it checks if you see a blue, then a red, and then just goes back to the start. So if it's balanced, it should go here, and otherwise it should drop into a fire. Let's check this component real quick. So this thing could just have an even number of blues and reds. And each time it's just going to, yeah, so it had 4 blues and reds, now it has 3 blues and reds. Now it has 2 of each, 1 of each. It's happy. So can I make that more condense? Not really. I mean, I can make this part more condense. What can I do here? I mean, I guess if I don't, you know, I guess I can add a row here. Oops. You know, if I just wanted to start like that instead, that would give me an extra row of space. And the main thing is, once I get through here, I'm going to want to confirm that there's at least 1 green. And if there isn't, I'm going to want to pass through. So I would need like a blue and red cycler. And I would kind of want this whole thing again, right? Because if I see a blue then a green, I'd want to just sort of go here. And if I see a red then a green, then I'd want to go here. Let's see if I can have the space for this. That's the main issue at this point, is I know what needs to be done. I'm just not sure where to fit it. Can I make this more condensed? I don't see a way to make this part more condensed, really. A major issue. Could flip these sides, maybe. Of this green and blue here. I think that's a good idea because it needs to link back into here, though. And this blue definitely needs to get back to here. Okay, so what if I did the same logic as before of just doing one cycle each time? So instead of feeding this blue and green here, what if I said, if you see a blue, then a not blue, can I flip this vertically? So that can I what I want to do is not that. What I want to do is take this whole thing. Well, actually not that either. I want to take this, flip it, and take this, flip it, move this up one, then this is blue. I think I want both of these come back this way, and instead, oh, no, don't do that. This can actually move like this. And then if we get just blues and reds, we'll cycle through and we'll come out down here. And we'll have something like this instead. Okay, so let's test this. Does not work. Does that not work? That works. Yep. Okay, I see. Alright, we'll test this one. So we see a blue and a green. So we just make that a green and a red. And then we'll have on both sides we need to cycle through actually. We need this and this. So we turn that blue and green at the start to a green followed by a red. Oh, geez. Okay, let's just move this whole thing down. That'll give me a little bit more space to work with here. And then once this will have to be like this instead. And then we will need to check if it's green or not. And if it's green, we'll have to do the rest of the loop. And this might have just enough space. Do that. This loops through until we see the yellow again. And this is 2 backwards, 1 forward, so that's 1 back, turn around. Yeah, so this should still work. Sort of a green. Run through everything. No, 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 no. How did this get stuck? Right, it got to the point with only blues and reds. But this was supposed to fix. It went through blue and red and blue and red. Oh no, these yellows are not supposed to go anywhere. That's what the issue is. I want these yellows to fall on the floor. And I do here. If I can just get these yellows to fall on the floor, I think I'm good. But these... Oh! This is silly, but I think it'll work. If instead of coming here and here, what if I interlock them? Like this. Then copy this and flip it and change the color. And that. Right, so this then goes up through here, and this comes down through here instead. And this one, now if we just... But what happened? What happened? This isn't doing the same thing. This should... Let's see, this has 6 colors. So when we get up here, still have 6. Get up here, we now have 5. We lost something along the way. Oh. Yeah, this doesn't look symmetric, does it? This not look symmetric at all. This should go up through here. And these ones come up through here. That looks okay. That looks okay. That looks okay. That looks... So we are at 6. Only blues and reds. Which... Okay, so now we just need to get from here, these two, to here. Right. Oh, man. Can I reorganize this somehow? Right, because I just need to get from here to here. And it's like, okay, if I flip these around, because how does this one work? These go up here. Okay, so things I need to maintain. I need to have this green looped back around. I need these to go up here. So if I possibly move this down one, like flip this all vertically, then I'll continue going here. I can probably bring this path through this path and have the yellows go down here. So Let's try that. So can I just mirror this vertically? What I want, so this green and red, I want this to go up here. I want this straight path to go here. This no longer matters. This yellow is coming down the correct way. Except this needs to go here. This still comes down here, which is fine. Except I think it's no longer necessary because I can just do this instead. So blue and green becomes green and red. Blue, then nothing. Feeds back in. And this is going to be clearer. Still intersects, but okay. So blue then green becomes green then red. Blue then nothing. Or blue then blue or red. We check again. If we come up here, we loop through, and if we see a green, we come back. I think this works. So if I copy this whole side, and then paste it, flip the blue and red, and get rid of the superfluous sections. That should be fine. Goes here. And then that yellow one actually doesn't go there. So when we do this, 6 reds and blues. What happened here? 6 reds and blues. Red. These need graders. We have 6 reds and blues. Still 6 reds and blues. Still 6 reds and blues. Still 6 red and blues. 6 red and blues. Go through all of them. See the yellow. These don't do anything, and these need to be the appropriate colors because we read a blue here before we drop down. Okay, so we have 6 red and blues. This should no. I need this to come back in, but I need these to write a blue. Not like this. Can I snake it back in? If I move this down here, can I move this thing all the way over? Yes, I can. Thank goodness. And then just copy this, flip it, and swap the colors. Okay, so we get to here. We have 6 blues and reds. We get back, we have 2 blues and reds. We have 1 blue and red. And we succeed. And if we have nothing to begin with, we really should succeed. God, I'm sure I'm missing a failure case. Let's find out what I'm missing. Why can't I go back? What? There's a maximum number of scanners? What do you mean there's a maximum number of scanners? Oh my god. You haven't been able to see this, but this says 13 out of 9 here. But, you know, why would I think to look at that? Because I know the shortcuts for everything. I don't care that there's... I just want to see if it works. It wants me to cut out 4 scanners. I don't see it. Oh, man. How? Have those always been here? Like, if I go back to... No. I don't think they have. Okay. That's the challenge one. So we had it at one point here. These don't, or at least they don't tell you about them. Like if I just put in a bunch of them here, it still lets me run. Oh my god. Like, you have challenges for those. Why won't... Okay. I am obviously a little bit frustrated by that development. And unsure how to fix it. I think this machine works, but apparently it's not efficient enough. I mean, this part is doing the same thing as this part, so if I can link those up, that gets rid of 2. Can I just do that? Right, I could just, I guess, pass it through here. Okay. 11 out of 9. These two are the same. Is there anything else that has like the same functionality? These are opposite colors. This one I think I need. This I think I need. This does a blue then a red. God, I hate this, but I think it might work. Once we pass through here. Yeah. Okay. That's 10 out of 9. So if I can just do the same thing on this side. That goes up that way. And that goes up that way. Okay. What is this? Red by itself isn't happy. Do a red, then a yellow. Oh. I lost this part of it. And oh my god. Data suggests we could sell space on our probes to scientists, letting them study space while making us money. I thought competitors might sneak on, but Jada laughed. What competitors did I have left? She asked. I bought or crushed them all. Okay. Jeez. Like... it works. This is a very hard one, but it works. And apparently I did it in under the number of scanners required. Just by sacrificing a ridiculous amount of time. Like, what is the slowest one? Okay, so this one... how many cycles does it take? 1600. Because it has to go through everything to move each of the greens to the front. Okay. I mean, maybe I should have taken a different approach. I don't know. Like, this seemed pretty reasonable. You know, I was just going for simplicity of design, but I ran into space constraints. And ended up working. Cool. So that is today. And stats. Interesting. Apparently, so I guess these are the awards you can win. Is you can make your robots faster, have fewer scanners and stampers, or fit into a smaller, which I knew, I just didn't know that this section existed. You can do the story, or you can do the global stats. Yeah. In terms of production, 100% of players ran their slowest robot in 400 or less. I mean, I'm nothing if not exceptional, apparently. 100% of players used at most 24 stampers and scanners. Okay. Well, this may not be the most efficient solution, but it is a solution, and it is mine, and I'm happy I got through it. At some point, I guess I'll go back, and we will move on to the very high complexity lunar bases next time. Yeah, this might be 2 or 3 episodes on just this one puzzle, but I got there. Alright, hope you enjoyed watching and have a nice day.